it's Rosie. Hey, I thought today our activity would be something maybe that you could do with a neighbor that you're missing and you're wanting to socially distance from, but you also want to have the opportunity to like maybe communicate with somebody and talk to somebody. So today's is going to be a little bit different than what we've been doing before, but I think it'll still be fun, and there's a lot of really cool things that you can do to change it up and try something different. So for this experiment, you are going to need some plastic cups. It doesn't matter what brand they are. You could also use a paper cup. That would also work. You're going to want some kind of sharp implement, either a nail or a screw. In my case, I have. A pair of scissors would also work. Just be really careful when you're using that sharp implement. Also, you're going to need some kind of string. You could use thread. You could use floss. I have embroidery floss right here. You could also use yarn if you have yarn at home. And then you're going to need 2 paper clips. Or if you need something different than this, you could also use kind of anything that would hold it on the end and keep it from sliding back through. You're going to tie your string to it, so you want something that will keep that string from leaving your cup. So an example of this could be like a safety pin, a bobby pin, anything like that that you kind of have lying around your house that you can tie your string to. So what you're going to do is you are going to take your sharp metal object or something like that. Again, it could be anything that is sharp that'll make a hole. You're going to make a hole in the bottom of your cup, and you're going to do that twice. You'll do that twice. Make a sharp hole in the bottom of this cup. So you have 2 holes in the bottoms of your cup. So to do this next part of the experiment, you're going to take your piece of string or embroidery floss. I'm actually going to take this, I'm going to kind of wrap it up so it's a little bit thicker. I'm going to stick it right on the top of my hole that I've created in my cup. And then I'm going to use my sharp implement to kind of push it through to the other side. And then once that's done, you'll have a piece of string. You're going to pull that through just like this. So you have your piece of string going through the end of your cup. And then we're going to tie it to our paper clip on the other side. Again, you could use anything that kind of works similarly. You could also use a safety pin, would work. It's mostly just to keep the string from coming back through. And then you'll pull that back through on this side, just like this. So you have your paper clip in there, and you have your string pushing through on both sides. So you'll do that twice. So now what you should have after doing that twice is you should have 2 cups with your piece of string that's going through it. What you're gonna do is you have this long piece of string, and now what you can do is you can take that outside and you can talk to somebody long distance. In the era of this coronavirus, we're feeling a little bit disconnected, so I thought I'd bring you something that you could do with a friend, maybe from far away, from across the street if you have a long enough piece of string. And what I'm going to do next is I'm going to show you kind of what it looks like with a friend of mine. So for those of you that don't know, I'm a high school teacher, and I have a friend who is going to work with me today on this activity, just to show you how you really can be far apart from somebody and still share, your love of science and how excited you are to be doing something, over the break. So, and if you're e-learning, in any case, she's going to help me out a little bit. We like to go walking every day together. We walk about 6 feet away from each other, just so that she and I can connect and talk to each other, and I can be with another human being. But we're definitely being safe, and I wanted to just make sure that everybody was aware of how that's going to look. But you are going to see my friend. Her name is Mrs. Homan, but we just call her Homie. So that's who's going to hang out with me today. So we'll give that a check. Okay, go get it. Okay, I'm walking to get That's really funny. That's funny. Keep talking. Here's me talking at you. think it's totally ridiculous.
It works.
I know, it totally works. So now that you've tried the experiment, or at least built your experiment, there's a couple different things that you can do to kind of change things up so that you can try different things. One of the things that you could do is you could change the different type of string that you're using. I personally use some embroidery thread, but you could change it up to like you could use a thicker jump rope type material. If you make a big enough hole, you could use dental floss. You could use like twine if you have twine lying around at your house. And the other things that you could do is change up the cups. So I used plastic solo cups, but you could also try a paper cup. You could try like smaller cups. You could try bigger cups. You could also perhaps try a styrofoam cup. A styrofoam cup would be very interesting, I think. So try things out, do the things, see what happens, do some science. Have a great day, guys.